How could there possibly be a trick that's harder than all the others? Well, buckle up, because we're about to find out. First off, let's define what we mean by a trick in the world of speedrunning. In this case, we're talking about those crazy, innovative techniques that allow runners to shave off seconds, or even minutes, from their times. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The hardest trick in speedrunning, drumroll please, is the clip. Now, I know what you're thinking, the clip isn't even a trick, it's just a glitch. But hear me out. The clip is a glitch that allows runners to essentially teleport through walls and other obstacles in a game, allowing them to skip entire sections and save a ton of time. Sounds pretty sweet, right? Well, here's the catch. Pulling off a successful clip is extremely difficult and requires precise timing and execution. One tiny mistake and you're back to square one. But that's not even the hardest part. The real challenge comes in finding and discovering these clips in the first place. You see, not all games have clips, and even if they do, they're often well hidden and require hours of experimentation and trial and error to uncover. So, in a way, the clip is both the hardest trick to execute and the hardest trick to find. No wonder it's considered the holy grail of speedrunning tricks. But fear not, my fellow runners. With enough practice and perseverance, even the hardest trick in speedrunning can be conquered. And who knows, maybe one day we'll see a clip in every speedrun out there. Well, there's a lot more to this trick than meets the eye. First off, let's delve a little deeper into the history of the clip. While it's a relatively new phenomenon in the world of speedrunning, the clip has already made a huge impact on the community. It all started back in 2014 when a runner by the name of Pajarito discovered a clip in the game, Super Mario 64. This revolutionary trick allowed him to skip a huge chunk of the game and set a new world record. Since then, the clip has become a staple in speedruns of Super Mario 64, with runners constantly finding new and creative ways to use it. But the clip didn't stop there. It quickly spread to other games, with runners discovering clips in games like The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Super Metroid. And it's not just limited to old-school games. Modern games like The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Celeste also have clips that runners have discovered and utilized to set new records. But with all this success comes controversy. Many runners and members of the speedrunning community have debated the ethics of using clips in runs. Some argue that clips are simply a part of the game and should be embraced as a legitimate way to save time. Others believe that they go against the spirit of speedrunning, as they allow runners to skip entire sections of a game that were intended to be played. Regardless of where you stand on the issue, there's no denying the impact that the clip has had on the speedrunning community. It's a testament to the creativity and determination of runners to always find new ways to improve their times. But enough about the history and controversy of the clip. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of how it's actually done. First and foremost, finding a clip is no easy task. It requires a lot of experimentation and trial and error to even stumble upon one. Once a runner has discovered a clip, it's a matter of mastering the execution. This involves precise timing and precise movement, as even the slightest mistake can ruin the entire attempt. Some runners even go as far as using specialized controllers and equipment to get the perfect execution. It's a level of dedication that few in the speedrunning community can match. But even with all the practice and preparation in the world, pulling off a successful clip is never a guarantee. It's a high-risk, high-reward trick that can make or break a speedrun. So, there you have it, the hardest trick in speedrunning. It's a trick that requires a combination of skill, dedication, and a bit of luck. But don't let that deter you. With enough practice and perseverance, even the hardest trick in speedrunning can be mastered. And who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one setting a new world record with the help of the mighty clip. Now that we've covered the basics of the clip and how it's done, let's delve a little deeper into some of the technicalities of this trick. First off, it's important to understand that not all clips are created equal. Some clips are relatively easy to execute, while others are extremely difficult and require a high level of skill. This is due in part to the different ways that clips can be performed. Some clips involve simply jumping or running through a wall or obstacle, while others require the use of specific objects or items in the game. In some cases, clips can even be performed with the use of glitches or exploits in the game's code. These types of clips can be especially difficult to execute, as they often require precise timing and coordination. Another factor that affects the difficulty of a clip is the location in the game where it's performed. Some clips are found in early levels, while others are hidden deep in the game and require the runner to have already completed a significant portion of the game before they can be attempted. One of the most iconic examples of a difficult clip is the Super Mario 64 clip that allows runners to skip the entire first level of the game. This clip requires precise timing and coordination, as well as the use of a specific object in the game. It's a clip that has stumped runners for years and is considered one of the hardest in the speedrunning community. But it's not just older games that have difficult clips. Modern games like The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Celeste also have clips that require a high level of skill to execute. In Breath of the Wild, for example, there's a clip that allows runners to skip a significant portion of the game by using a specific item in a specific location. This clip requires precise timing and execution, as well as a thorough understanding of the game's mechanics. So, as you can see, the difficulty of a clip can vary greatly depending on a variety of factors. It's important for runners to understand these nuances in order to properly prepare for and execute a clip in their speedruns. But with all this talk of the technicalities of clips, it's important to remember that they are still just one aspect of speedrunning. There's so much more to the sport than just discovering and executing tricky techniques. Speedrunning is about pushing the limits of what's possible in a game and finding creative ways to improve your times. It's about learning the ins and outs of a game and mastering its mechanics. It's about the thrill of the chase and the satisfaction of setting a new personal best.